Man, 5,000 subscribers. I don't want that responsibility at all. Uh, I mean, thanks, but I'm going to try to make you unsubscribe with this video. So, the whole thing about the Jews, right? The left and the right seem to hate them for different reasons. So, the right, they dislike the Jewish people because, hey, they're inferior. They're part of an inferior group, or they own everything. And I just got to say, if the Jewish people are inferior, then you can't really say that they own everything, can you? Now, as far as I know from my own research, the majority of people in power are rich Asians, like the ones in Japan or China, or rich Christians, like the ones in America or Russia. Those are the main people in power. I mean, yeah, there are some Jewish people in charge, but every group ever has people who are in charge of something. Um, that's what I just wanted to point out. But how can you really call Jewish people inferior or an inferior race if they're quote unquote in charge of everything? Like, it doesn't really make much sense. So another thing too is, like, if you're a Christian conservative, you should actually be in favor of the Jewish people because, hey, the Bible is full of stories that involve helping Jews. My favorite one being the story of Moses freeing the slaves, freeing those Jewish Israelites. I mispronounced that, only so they can go ahead and enslave and conquer another land, which is pretty ironic. Like, Moses set the Jewish people free, and then those same Israelites would go on to conquer other lands and slaughter and all that kind of stuff. But hey, that's what the Christians support. That, I mean, that's just scripture. Don't quote me on that. Look at the scripture. So, yeah, if you're a Christian conservative, you should definitely be in favor of the Jewish people. So another thing, so let's see, why do the leftist people hate the Jews? Well, that's because of what they're doing in Palestine. Oh my goodness, what's going on in Palestine is terrible. Israel versus Gaza or whatever. So the thing is, though, why do the left overly focus on what's going on between Israel and Gaza? There are other countries going through way worse and have been going through, longer conflicts. I mean, right now there's the Syria and Yemen thing going on, and don't forget, name an African country. Why is it always Palestine or Gaza that gets all the attention and charity streams? Every time I see a Palestine charity stream, I always just laugh and doubt it because how do you know that money is actually going to any Palestinians? Is like that gonna like are we gonna actually have Palestinians think as a YouTuber in like a live stream or something? I don't think they can afford a cable or internet. I don't know, man. Like, after that whole completionist situation, I do not trust any charities on YouTube. You want to do charity? Go out and help out a homeless person or go help out at a soup kitchen. I feel like, online charities are a scam because you have no confirmation or proof that any of that money is going where you want it to. And plus, didn't Palestine already get $7 billion, with aid? Like, I feel like they get enough charity as is. Like, geez. But what's another problem with that? What I was talking about? Oh yeah, yeah. What's happening between Israel and Palestine and slash Gaza? Oh yeah, it's horrible, and I agree with you. It is bad. However, that whole 2023 October 7th attack, this could have been avoided if Hamas didn't feel like being Hamas. So it's a really, fat foul situation. Fuck around, find out. Israel has every right to protect its land. Now, is there some historic beef going on? Yes, but to be fair here, the same thing can apply to every other country. Every country is pretty much based off of stolen land. I mean, the entire continent of Australia originally belonged to the Aborigines, or however you pronounce them. Now, Australia is made up of mostly white people with British accents because, hey, they stole that land. America used to belong to a bunch of Native Americans, but then the white European settlers came along and went, hey, you can't have that land anymore. Meanwhile, Israel is more or less doing the same thing to Palestine, and now people are like, oh, well, no, this is horrible. Oh, no. But to be fair, like I said again, that's generational beef. Like the Palestinians have their Muslim extremist terrorists, and Israel feels the need to defend itself. And yeah, I do think it is. I do think it sucks how much the U.S. cares about Palestine. You know, the government anyway. Or wait, did I say Palestine? I meant Israel. The USA and Israel's relationship is strange and weird, but that's because Israel is one of those countries in the Middle East that's actually an ally of the U.S. So it makes sense that the U.S. would use Israel as a foothold, or some other certain small Middle Eastern countries. But to give credit to Israel, they're actually one of the few Middle Eastern countries where you can actually be gay and still not get executed for it. Meanwhile, other Middle Eastern countries will just straight up execute and kill you for being a transgender or homosexual person. So in a way, geez, I gotta say, conservatives, they should love the Middle East because they're actually pretty base. You know, we got all these Christian nationalists talking about saying all this sort of crazy extreme stuff. But the Middle East, they're actually living through it. Like Middle Easterners, they don't make up some shitty podcasts. They just, they just implement laws. They don't talk about it. They don't talk the talk. The Middle East, they freaking walk the walk. So if you're a Christian nationalist, you should definitely favor what the Muslims do in their own country. And I'm getting off topic here. Overall, I don't think the Jewish people are as bad as others like to make them out to be. Be sure to unsubscribe and, I don't know, maybe have a big old internet flame war about Israel and Gaza, because it's not like Israel and Gaza are the only countries that ever have some sort of conflict. Let's just ignore all the other countries. In fact, let's just pretend that the entire continent of Africa doesn't exist at all. Because, hey, actually, I don't even need to say let's pretend. The left is already doing that as it is.